I would say that this guy right out here, a level 7 blonde black bear, will be a perfect way to start this hunt, and he is a perfect target for our brand new championship 338, so I think that's about 300 meters. It seemed like it probably wasn't quite that far, so I wanted to keep it a little bit low, and definitely we got into the lunge there and took him down. So we unlocked the championship 338 by doing the Stone Circle Challenge on Parque Fernando a couple of days back, and I mentioned wanting to go on a hunt with it, and Silver Ridge Peaks, I believe, is tied for having the most species the 338 can take ethically, so I thought this would be a good map to do it, and of course, we're out here in multiplayer just in case we can come across something cool to get with that gun. But as for our first kill, a 20.5 trophy rating blonde black bear, actually only about 7 kg shy of the max weight estimate, so definitely not a bad size level 7. And I'm sure over the course of this hunt, we'll go after some like mule deer, mountain goat, stuff like that at some point. But the main 3 target species are going to be plains bison, black bear, and Rocky Mountain elk. Those are the 3 that we can take with the 338. And if things go perfectly to plan, we'll get some kind of significant animal with our new 338, but we'll kind of just see what Silver Ridge Peaks offers us today. This might just be a decent black bear map, by the way. Now we have a mythical just trotting out there. Okay. I was worried that we might actually hit him. We sort of shot directly over him, and obviously hitting him with the 22 would be a bit of an issue. That should be roughly 300 meters, and I believe he'll kind of stand up again. I'm not sure where we hit him because it looked like he started to actually like exit that standing animation and try to drop back down. So I don't know if we got heart or neck or what, but starting with a level 7 blonde black bear that I talked about being almost the max weight estimate, and immediately going to a cinnamon max weight estimate level 8 black bear. As for this guy, we know he has to be a lower end mythical because his max estimate was 21. He is 21.4 and 235 kg, but a cinnamon mythical and a blonde level 7 to start with. I mean, a color-phased diamond black bear is something I really want, and that's got me thinking that we'll probably check all the bear lakes just in case, because 2 gold color-phased bears already definitely is a good sign. It was bound to happen eventually, and of course it has to be kind of near where we actually had the experience. So I was thinking back, the last time that we were on Silver Ridge Peaks multiplayer was the level 5 elk that we made the shot on but lost the diamond because seemingly someone in the game earlier had shot it, and I guess shot it more than once. And that's kind of the thing that kept me off this map for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, however long it's been now, so it is good to be back. But seeing that elk kind of reminds me of something to, I guess, be on the lookout for. And funny enough, even the same fur type, it was a brown, which I guess is probably the one that I would want least out of diamond, so if there's one kind of silver lining there, it wasn't a light gray or a common, but a gold 362, and I think that actually happened down at, I think it was this lake, but it would have been up here a little more. I thought we were at this lake here, so I guess we have one more to go over in this area still. I didn't realize we had yet to get to that one, but yeah, it would have been possibly in this very same zone then, where that occurred, so I guess kind of glad not to see a 5 there. I'd have been worried about the same thing again. It's just about the opposite of anything we could take with a 338 here, but a max weight estimate level 2 turkey. I think we'll go ahead and hit that. And it kind of just reminded me, because I believe it was that hunt with the kind of lost diamond elk that I mentioned, where I talked about wanting to come back to this map and kind of grind for a melanistic Merriam's turkey, because we have that albino Rio Grande, and I think it would be really nice to kind of have that pairing. But again, that hunt sort of ended up as it did and kept me off this map. It's got me remembering that I wanted to look for that kind of thing. But of course, this guy is just a common, and I would say that 4.4 trophy rating is pretty much the average for like the higher weight estimate level 2 turkeys, but lung shot him of all things. That doesn't happen incredibly often. As it gets late on this map, there's always just so much to do, and I find myself kind of overlooking the elk drink time sometimes. So I wanted to get out here and look. I can't tell if it's a big 3 or a small 4, but definitely one worth shooting, if for no other reason the fact that when we do, everything that's kind of hidden in the brush is going to run out. So hopefully that's going to be a lung that was a 3. it was a long shot, and I'm certain that there's at least one bear, probably that one right there, that we hadn't gotten to spot, just a level 2 female. And actually, as far as I can tell, other than a couple other female bears, there wasn't much all that interesting hiding in there. There were a bunch more bears than I was aware of, but none are even male, it looks like. So we did miss gold with that guy. Missed it by about 6.3, so close. I'm pretty confident that level 3 Rocky Mountain Elk can make gold, but it's not super common. Kinda lucky we got into a lung there. It was sort of like through those reeds, but as I mentioned, half the point was to kind of kick everything out of there, and no doubt we shot the best thing at that lake. It's just a day of color phase, big gold, but not quite diamond black bear apparently. Another mythical, this time I believe the brown fur type. And, oh, yeah, zeroing for 75 meters is probably not the way to hit a bear at 300. I must have either hit the 0 button one too many times or one too few. I don't know if we can keep that in render. We can try. He shouldn't actually have to go a whole lot further before he goes nervous. And then, I thought he was going to go nervous there, but then what we end up having to do is make about a 400 meter shot after kind of landing a 22 round near enough to him to alert him again. We've done that part. I have no idea what the 300's drop looks like at that range. Maybe, yeah, I think that got him in the chest. I guess at least this one's a common. By the way, the highest estimate on a black bear we've seen today, and it's the only common, like, high-level one we've seen. So yet again, we're going to be dealing with one that is potentially going nervous, though this time, the distance is much less of a factor, and we're kind of shooting through the back and into the lung. I do see our brown mythical down right there, so we got them both. Still a bizarre circumstance to end up going that way, but it might have helped. I'm not so sure I would have went up and around like I did if we didn't take that longer shot, and we may have spooked the second mythical in a different way then, and not seen it. But what I think is interesting, we've been out here for almost 2 hours now, and we've now shot, I don't know, something like 7 or 8 animals. They've all been kind of decent, but nothing at all in the kind of area of like what we're looking for, some kind of diamond or rare for the 338 championship. We may, though, have what would end up being the best shot that gun's going to make for a while. If that was over 400 meters, that would be insane, and it was. Almost 405, I gotta say, if that angle was right, and, you know, it's not quite showing where the impact was, we must have been very, very close to heart-shotting it at 404.5 meters. That's still ridiculous, I think, even to get that lung shot. I mean, just kind of quickly lobbing that shot out there with the 338, I'm quite pleased with that. If we don't get any kind of trophy animal, and of course we're limited to those 3 species, at least we made a cool shot with it. That is a piebald cow Rocky Mountain elk, and while they're not exactly a rare in the same kind of category as, I don't know, for instance, a piebald Roosevelt elk, they still are sort of a rare, and I want to take that out with the Championship 338 just for kind of something as we've gone along here. I'm planning on going and checking these couple of lakes for black bear and maybe any pronghorn or like bison that might be kind of hanging out in that area. It is now 5:30 in the morning, so I guess we'll maybe be after different things in those areas, but that's kind of where I want to end. So I'm glad that we got a piebald on our way, and yeah, who knows what's going to happen now. Stuff's going to be moving to their zones. Maybe that'll be a good thing. I do like this particular like piebald skin for them. I think it's better than the other one, but nice hard shot in there at 165 meters. We've had some nice like accurate shooting from the 338, and actually minus the missing because I zeroed for 75, every shot's been perfect, which again is to be expected, but it's always nice to kind of like switch to a rifle that we haven't used in a while and just see it do really, really well. As far as I can tell, there's not a whole lot going on down here around this time. We're about to spook this guy, so go ahead and hit him and actually hard shot him with the 338. I really like this gun. It really has not a whole lot to do with the fact that we have had such good shots today. I mean, generally speaking, the Rangemaster 338 would have done that, the 300 would have done that just fine, but the fact that we're taking this gun out that we just got and doing this well, it's just nice to go on a hunt like that, even though we didn't really accomplish the ultimate goal of getting like a diamond or a rare with it. We still had a fun hunt, and I think it's going to actually be kind of fun to do this, so maybe sometime in the next week or so, we'll go to Leighton or Virunga. I think those are the other two that have 3 species we can take ethically with it. We may never know what exactly this bison scored. I'm not sure. Nobody just joined or left. I don't know why we can't claim that. I mean, it was a level 4, so not a huge deal. Oh, there we go. Alright. This has been a weird one. Everything from time getting changed to missing a bear and then making a 400-meter shot to then barely being able to harvest our last animal. Interesting hunt, but yeah, I think between Virunga and Leighton, sometime in those next couple of hunts, when we get the opportunity, we should be able to get something good with that Championship 338. And as the "you can't harvest this animal" message comes up on screen over and over, that is officially going to do it for this hunt. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.